Hello students, welcome to today's class. Today we discuss the topic latent heat. So you know matter mainly exists in three forms: solid, liquid and gas. So when a solid is heated, then solid changes to liquid at a constant temperature. This change of solid into liquid on heating is called melting. The change of solid into liquid at a constant temperature on heating is called melting, and the liquid on heating, the liquid changes into gas at a constant temperature, which is called boiling. And some substances on heating directly changes from solid to gas. So this is called sublimation. And the gas on cooling changes to liquid at a constant temperature. This process is called condensation. And liquid on cooling changes to solid. This process of changing liquid to solid at a constant temperature on cooling is called freezing. And some substances on cooling, gas directly changes to solid. So this process is called solidification. So in all this you can see that one form of matter changes into another form. One form of matter changes to another form. So which is called change of state. It is called change of state. And during the change of state, heat is evolved. Means heat is either absorbed or liberated during the change of state, which is called latent heat. These all cases, melting, boiling, freezing, condensation, solidification, sublimation and all, these cases are showing change of state, changing of one form of matter into another form. So these are all different cases of change of state. So when one form of matter changes into another form, that time the temperature remains constant. The constant temperature at which a solid changes into liquid is called its melting point. The constant temperature during the change of state, for a certain period of time, the temperature remains constant. The constant temperature at which a solid changes into liquid is called its melting point. Melting point. The melting point is the constant temperature at which a solid changes to liquid. And the constant temperature at which a liquid changes into gas on heating is called boiling point. Then on cooling, gas changes to liquid, and during that change of state, the temperature remains constant. The constant temperature at which a gas changes into liquid is called its condensation point, and a liquid on cooling changes to solid. The constant temperature at which a liquid changes to solid is called its freezing point. So the melting point and freezing point are same, and the same way boiling point and condensation point are same. So the melting point of ice is 0 degrees Celsius, and freezing point of water is 0 degrees Celsius. Both are same. So during the change of state, the temperature remains constant, and different names are given for this constant temperature. What is the effect of pressure on melting point of a substance? What is the effect of pressure on melting point of a substance? So you know, most of substances expand on heating and contract on cooling. But there are few exceptions. So the means some substances which contract on heating and expand on cooling. Such substances are known as substances which are showing anomalous behavior, like water. Water has an anomalous behavior. So from 4 to 0 degrees Celsius on cooling, water expand, and then on heating from 0 to 4 degrees Celsius, water expands. That is an anomalous behavior. So some substances which are showing anomalous behavior like water, such substances melting point decreases with the increase of pressure. So the case of ice, if we increase the pressure, then the melting point decreases. Only in the case of substances which are showing anomalous nature. Such substances, melting point decreases by the increase of pressure. For example, if we increase the pressure on ice, its melting point decreases. So the melting point of ice is 0 degrees Celsius. But if we put more pressure, on ice, then the ice won't melt at 0 degrees Celsius. It will melt at a temperature less than 0 degrees Celsius. Means in minus, the melting point will come in a negative in that cases. So this is the effect of pressure on melting point of ice. Melting point of ice decreases with the increasing pressure. But the other substances which expand on heating and contract on cooling, such substances, melting point increases with increasing pressure. But in the case of ice, its melting point decreases with increasing pressure. And what is the effect of impurities on melting point of ice? So if we add impurities, the melting point is lowered. So in the case, if we add salt to ice, salt to water, and make a mixture, then in that case, then some impurities are added, then ice won't melt at 0 degrees Celsius. Its melting point will come in negative, like minus 20 degrees Celsius. So freezing mixture is a mixture of salt and ice. Its melting point is not 0 degrees Celsius. It is much less than 0 degrees Celsius. So this is the effect of impurities on melting point. The melting point decreases by the addition of impurities. So we have seen the effect of pressure and impurities on melting point. Then what is the effect of pressure and impurities on boiling point? So if we increase pressure, then boiling point of liquid increases. In the case of water, if you put more pressure, boiling point of water is 100 degrees Celsius. Boiling point of water is 100 degrees Celsius. But if we increase the pressure, water won't boil at 100 degrees Celsius. Its boiling point comes above 100 degrees Celsius, like 104 degrees Celsius. The boiling point of water increases by the increase of pressure. This is the principle of pressure cooker. It is the principle of pressure cooker. Boiling point increases with the increase of pressure. Then what is the effect of impurities on boiling point? So if impurities are added to water, then also its boiling point increases. If salt is added to water, then water won't boil at 100 degrees Celsius. It will boil above 100 degrees Celsius. So when impurities are added, then in that case also boiling point increases. So latent heat means the amount of heat absorbed or liberated during the change of state. During the change of state, heat is either absorbed or liberated. That is called latent heat. Then what is specific latent heat? Specific. So latent heat means the heat absorbed or liberated during the change of state. That is called the latent heat. Then specific, the word specific means for a certain mass, for a unit mass. That is the meaning of specific latent heat. Heat absorbed or liberated by unit mass. Heat absorbed or liberated by unit mass of substance during the change of state is called specific latent heat. So specific latent heat is represented by L, which is equal to the quantity of heat absorbed or liberated by unit mass of substance. That is called the specific latent heat. Amount of heat absorbed or liberated by unit mass of substance during the change of state is called specific. The word specific for certain specific mass. So this is specific latent heat. Now what is the unit of specific latent heat? Unit of specific latent heat is unit of heat upon unit of mass. SI unit of heat is joule, joule per gram or joule per kilogram. So this is the unit of specific latent heat. Then specific latent heat of fusion, fusion or melting. So specific latent heat of fusion means the quantity of heat absorbed by unit mass of solid to change to liquid at a constant temperature. Specific latent heat of fusion. So specific latent heat of fusion means the amount of heat absorbed by unit mass of solid to change to liquid at a constant temperature. That is called specific latent heat of fusion. The specific latent heat of fusion of ice is 336 joule per gram. The specific latent heat of fusion of ice is 336 joule per gram. It means 1 gram of ice. It means that 1 gram of ice requires 336 joule of heat to change from ice to water at 0 degree Celsius. This is the meaning of this statement. Then specific latent heat of fusion of ice is 336,000 joule per kilogram. It means that 1 kilogram of ice requires 336,000 joule of heat to change from solid state to liquid state at constant temperature, that is at 0 degree Celsius. So 1 kilogram of ice requires 336,000 joule of heat to come from solid to liquid state at constant temperature. Then what is specific latent heat of boiling? Specific latent heat of boiling means the amount of heat required to change liquid to gas at a constant temperature. The specific latent heat of boiling of water is 2268 joule per gram. So it means that 1 gram of water requires 2268 joule of heat to change from liquid state to gaseous state at constant temperature, that is at 100 degrees Celsius. Or if in SI unit it is a 2268,000 joule per kilogram. This is the specific latent heat of boiling. Specific latent heat of boiling of steam. Specific latent heat of steam is this value. This is the specific latent heat of steam. Specific latent heat of fusion of ice is this one. Specific latent heat of fusion of ice is this value, and specific latent heat of steam is 2268 joule per gram. Specific latent heat of steam is more than specific latent heat of fusion of ice. Now I draw a time temperature graph. Time temperature graph by taking time along the x-axis. Time is taken along the x-axis and temperature is taken along the y-axis. So this way graph is given. Some name is also given. Suppose that this is A, B, C, D, E. Like this name is given. A, B, B, C, C, D, D, E, E, F. Like this names are given. Then what does this graph represent? What does AB represent? AB shows that this is the heating curve of ice. Okay. So AB shows that on heating ice at minus 20 degrees Celsius, its temperature comes to 0 degrees Celsius. And what does BC represent? BC shows that ice at 0 degrees Celsius. BC shows that ice at 0 degrees Celsius on heating, it changes to water at 0 degrees Celsius. So for that much period of time, the temperature remains constant. Then what does CD represent? CD shows that water at 0 degrees Celsius on heating, its temperature comes to 100 degrees Celsius. Water at 0 degrees Celsius comes to water at 100 degrees Celsius. What does DE represent? DE represent boiling. The water at 100 degrees Celsius changes to gas at steam at 100 degrees Celsius. Here shows that on further heating, the water at steam at 100 degrees Celsius on further heating, its temperature increases. So then BC represent melting, DE represent boiling. Then it can be asked what is the melting point. Melting point is 0 degrees Celsius. What is the boiling point? Boiling point is 100 degrees Celsius. Then why is the DE longer than BC? DE is longer than BC because specific latent heat of boiling is more than specific latent heat of fusion. Specific latent heat of boiling of steam is 2268 joule per gram, and of specific latent heat of fusion of ice is 336 joule per gram. So this value is greater than this. That is why DE is longer than BC. Now we see some of the natural consequences of high specific latent heat of fusion of ice. Some of the natural consequences of high specific latent heat of fusion of ice. These are some of the natural consequences. Snow on mountains does not melt all at once. Water in lakes and ponds does not freeze at once. Drinks get cooled more quickly by adding pieces of ice than the ice cold water to 0 degrees Celsius. When ice in a frozen lake starts melting, its surrounding becomes very cold. These are all some of the natural consequences of high specific latent heat of fusion of ice. In all these cases, the reason is same because ice has high specific latent heat of fusion, which is equal to 336 joule per gram. So let us come to this reason. Snow on mountains does not melt all at once. All of a sudden, snow on mountains does not melt. If snow on mountains melt all at once, there can be flood. But the snow on mountains melt gradually. The reason is of high specific latent heat of fusion of ice. Means 1 gram of ice requires 336 joule of heat. 1 gram of ice requires 336 joule of heat to melt. That is why snow on mountains does not melt all at once. So if this question comes, you have to mention these 2 points. One point is high specific latent heat of fusion of ice. That is, for that 1 mark is given. Then other point is you have to mention this value. Okay, for mentioning this value, another mark is given. So, snow on mountains does not melt all at once because of high specific latent heat of fusion of ice. And the specific latent heat of fusion of ice is 336 joule per gram. Means 1 gram of ice requires 336 joule of heat. That is why snow on mountains does not melt all at once. And the other questions also reason is same only. Water in lakes and ponds does not freeze at once. So this is also because of high specific latent heat, which is equal to 336 joule per gram. Means when water freezes, it will liberate 1 gram of water will liberate 336 joule of heat. That is a large value. That is why water in lakes and ponds does not freeze at once. Then drinks get cooled more quickly by adding pieces of ice than the ice cold water at 0 degrees Celsius. Suppose that in a drink, if we put suppose that water is at 0 degrees Celsius and ice cubes are also at 0 degrees Celsius. Suppose that both are at 0 degrees, water at 0 degrees Celsius and ice cubes are also at 0 degrees Celsius. And if you put ice cubes in drinks, then it will produce more cooling effect. It will cool that drink more effectively. What is the reason? Because of a high specific latent heat of fusion of ice, which is equal to 336 joule per gram. Means ice cubes will absorb an extra heat from the drinks, which is equal to 336 joule per gram. Ice cubes while changing ice cube at 0 degrees Celsius to water at 0 degrees Celsius, it will absorb an extra heat, additional heat, which is equal to specific latent heat of fusion of ice, which is equal to 336 joule per gram. That much extra heat is absorbed from the drink. That is why ice cubes can cool the drinks more quickly and more effectively than the ice cold water at 0 degrees Celsius. Here also, when ice in a frozen lake start melting, its surroundings becomes very cold. This also reason is saying, when ice in a frozen lake start melting, it will for melting heat is required. That heat is absorbed from the surrounding. How much heat is absorbed? That is equal to specific latent heat of fusion of ice, which is equal to 336 joule per gram. So this much quantity of heat is absorbed from the surrounding. So since surrounding loses heat, then what will happen? Since it loses heat, the temperature will come down. That is why the surrounding becomes very cold when ice in a frozen lake starts melting. So today we have discussed the topic latent heat and specific latent heat, and we have also seen some of the consequences of high specific latent heat of fusion. So in next class we will continue.